Why explore feminine archetypes? What even are feminine archetypes? Feminine archetypes are patterns of energy that exist in women's psyche. Feminine archetypes are different than masculine archetypes because the heroine's journey is different than the hero's journey. And when we study the feminine archetypes, we get to understand woman's psyche. Now, in my work, I lean into the Greek myths and the Greek goddesses for the exploration of feminine archetypes because the Greeks were the first to represent the goddesses and the gods as completely human figures. If you look before them, for example, at the Hindu deities or the Egyptian Nitaru, you're going to see that a lot of the gods and goddesses have animal parts as well as human parts. But in the Greek pantheon, we see all of the gods and goddesses as human forms. That means that we see ourselves in them and we see the gods in ourselves. And the Greeks are really important to the Western mind in that way. And those goddesses represent a lot of patterns of energy that we can see in our own journeys. For example, if you explore the myth of Persephone and you see how she gets down into the underworld and what happens for her there, you can start to relate to that in the times that you've been depressed or grieving or in despair in your own life. You can also see what does she do and who helps her come back up out of the underworld. And that is a pathway that you can explore for yourself in your own life as to how to come out of grief or despair, for example. We can also look at Medusa's myth and see what happens when rage goes wrong and what happens when a woman turns vengeful and what happens when she's made into a monster when originally she was very beautiful. There are a lot of patterns of energy that happen in woman's psyche that are represented through the archetypal journeys. So when we're talking about the feminine archetypes, we're really talking ultimately about a path to power. Your path to your power. Give me a follow and you'll see all of the archetypal versions that I have coming, including my way of exploring them through pop culture and media, which is a really fun way for us to get to see the archetypes, how they're laid out, and again, how they represent aspects of ourselves and growth patterns for ourselves.